I want to talk this week about where and how you can find your first clients if you're starting a video business in 2026. Like the haircut? It's convenient. I miss this. It's convenient. I like it. First off, don't be afraid to go to friends of family, looking for your first ever projects. If you don't have any work to show to potential clients, it's not the end of the world, but it's going to be a lot easier if you have proof of work that can actually, demonstrate, hey, I'm good at this. It's safe to hire me. So if you can find a family friend, friend of family, direct family member to be your first ever client, go for it. My first ever client was my dad. My dad has a company as well. That was my first ever client. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I know it can seem kind of silly. I felt kind of silly back then as well. But there's nothing wrong with it. Just go to friends and family, get a little bit of proof of work. If you want to do it for free, more power to you. I'm against free work of any kind, but maybe do it cheap, whatever, right? Just make sure you have some work, some demonstrable work for a unique client, not your own brand, that you can show to potential clients going forward. And finding friends or family or acquaintances one way or another that would be more likely to hire you because they know you. It can make it really easy to actually get your foot in the door and get that first project. Number 2, probably the biggest one, networking events. Do not be afraid of networking events. They're incredibly helpful across the board. Whether you're trying to get new clients, whether you're just trying to connect with more important people, go to networking events. I'm getting back up to it now, but at the peak, I was going to 2 or 3 events every week for like a 6-month period, and it was great. And if your introvert alarms are going off right now, if you're saying, I'm way too introverted for that, I am also an introvert, very much so. I have to say, first of all, that any sort of social interaction regarding business doesn't actually drain me. That gives me energy specifically. So I actually do enjoy networking events. But also, if you are an introvert, this is what I read. My uncle wrote this book actually. How Network Like an Introvert: A New Way of Thinking About Business Relationships. Really short read. I'll link it in the description. When you read it, it seems so obvious. It seems so straightforward. Like, yeah, of course, this is how you interact with people. But nobody ever told me that it was okay to actually treat business relationships like human relationships. And I think this is the biggest problem people have with networking groups, because I have a lot of friends who, I have to drag along to these things. And I feel like people put such a stigma around networking groups. It's like, I got to hand my card out to this person, and it's so stressful, and it's a big deal, and this is an important person. Forget all that. Forget all of that, okay? These are human beings. The old saying, they take a shit in the morning too, right? They're human beings. It's genuinely not that big a deal. And the biggest thing I can say for networking events is if you're going there to get clients, if you're going there to hand out your business card, while you should do that, if that's your motivation for it, if that's why you're there, people will smell that on you, and it's not going to go the way you think. Go to networking events with a very simple intention of making friends. First of all, some of my best friends in the world now, I met at networking events. They were clients of mine first, but we made friends first off. My best client right now, we're good friends. We met at a networking event. We hit it off. We became friends. He hired me from there. So go to these events to make friends, not for the sake of them turning into clients, but for the sake of making friends in business. Obviously, that pays off in so many ways, and also you get a good friend out of the deal. So go to plenty of events, get your name out there, make sure people know who you are, be likable, be friendly, be approachable, and look for ways to help as many people there as possible. That's essentially what this book is about. Again, I'll link it below. Excellent read, very short, recommend it. Moving on to the next option. Cold outreach. Not a fan. I don't really like it. I don't think most people like it. I recommend it. I do. I have to recommend it because it works. I hate it. I don't do it. So, this can take obviously a couple of different forms. If you're doing, online remote work, it's probably going to be cold emails, cold DMs, cold calls. If you're doing local work, which I do recommend, then that might mean walking into local businesses, right? And just talking to the owner directly. Make sure they're there, of course. And that, by the way, I would say is the most effective way of doing that. Get that face-to-face. And again, don't stigmatize it. It's just a person, right? Be friendly. If you have a knack for cold outreach, if you're kind of a sales-minded person, then that might be great for you. I can't stand it. I'd rather go make friends with someone and spend 6 months converting them into a client than just call out of the blue and say, hey, can you pay me? I don't like that. But you have to do it sometimes. I'm trying to get better at it. So that is a perfectly viable option. I just can't speak on it for too long because I avoid it when I can. Lastly, referrals. And this is going to kind of tie in everything we've just been talking about. If you have friends, good friends, colleagues, yes, but good friends in the same industry as you, particularly if they do the exact same thing as you, you're going to get referrals out of that. So if you connect with all of the other video business owners in your city, right, and you become good friends with all of them, I can speak from personal experience all the time. So my production company serves high-end luxury brands. We do cinematic work. They're the only brands that need it, right? If some e-com store comes to me and wants videos done, I can't help them. Not unless they're selling something like really classy, like luxury watches, I can't help them, right? Because my type of filmmaking is not going to work for their brand. So I refer them to one of my friends who does do that kind of work, and vice versa. I get referrals all the time. People will think, you know what, Dan would be a much better option for this because you're more of a luxury brand and that's who he serves, and I don't want to, drop the ball on you and make your brand look worse. If you make these friends, you're going to get referrals from one another. You're going to help each other out. They might help you out on certain projects as well. There is endless benefit to making friends with the appropriate people who do the same thing as you. Not only will you get more clients out of the deal, but like I said, you get a good friend out of the deal, and you get to create this united front and really take over the city that you're in and get your name out there and become a successful video business owner in 2026. Hope this makes sense. Hope this helps. If you have any further questions about this, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to dig in down there and answer them. If there's anything you want me to talk about next week, let me know and I will look into it. Happy shooting. Have a great day.